I always wanted to be that person who exercises regularly and who is able to do it without any mental battle, or at least a minimal mental battle, who does it effortlessly and consistently for years. And I was never able to do that. I would get into something for weeks and then jump off of it, have a break. It wasn't a habit. It was a flame that was sparked and then die down very quickly. But then my kids came along, and I realized that if I don't change something about my perspective, I'm not going to be able to do that ever. Like, if I wasn't able to be consistent with exercise when I had no kids, no responsibilities, and all the time in the world, how am I going to do it now when there's so much that depends on me? And I just need to change. So I'm going to share with you how I was able to do it, how I was able to become consistent. And especially, I'm going to talk to moms who have little children and who just don't know how on earth would you have a mental space to do it when you have to take care of someone all day long. And I totally been there. I just couldn't imagine. So the first step that I did was to actually trick my brain into doing it, trick my brain into believing that I can be consistent, there's nothing scary about it, there's nothing extremely unachievable about it, that it's possible and that it's part of my life. And to do that, I decided that I'm just gonna get dressed into workout clothes, pull out a yoga mat, and pick a 5 to 10 minute long video on YouTube and just do that for 3, 4 times a week for a month. I know it sounds silly, like you don't do any exercise basically in 10 minutes, like it's nothing, But it was a necessary step for me to believe in myself, to believe that I can do it with the kids at home without having access to childcare, to the gym, to any equipment. I just did it as I could. And for a month, I would pull out a mat, have a 10-minute exercise. If my kids distract me, that's fine. It was nothing to lose. And I did that. And then after a month, I actually got a bit nervous because now I had to actually figure out what am I going to do with my workouts. Like, I'm going to actually have to start exercising, not just getting dressed into clothes. But I was very motivated and really believed in myself. I think that first step, that first month that I did was the most important in my journey because it just solved the problem. It solved the question that I had. Am I able to be consistent with it? And I was. And the next step is for your kids to realize the same. For your kids to realize that mommy is doing something that's maybe looks weird, she never did before, and it's okay, and it's a norm, and it's something that she will be doing every day or regularly, and it's completely fine. So during that first month, it was really funny because the moment I would jump on a mat, the kids would just leave whatever they've been doing up to that moment, and they would just scroll all over me. They would get really interested in whatever I'm doing, and it was really tricky because if I would have had a specific workout to complete and my kids would be jumping all over me, like I wouldn't be able to do it. But because I didn't really have that goal in mind, I was just focused on creating a time, space, and a habit for it. I was fine with kids crawling all over me. I was just playing with them. And for a month, they would be seeing me doing that and they became comfortable with it. So, as I was progressing, as I was adding more challenges for myself and actually picking workouts that I would have to complete, by then my kids were already fine and not really interested with me on the mat. They would just be doing their own thing and they wouldn't bother me as much. So it's really important to realize that as much as it is for you a challenge, it is a challenge for your kids as well because they see something new and they get really interested in it and they really want to be part of it as well. So what's also really important during those first few weeks when you start being consistent with it And when kids are really interested in whatever you're doing, it's really important to respond to them and to not be that, you know, closed off, stone faced, trying to focus person, because it's gonna set your kids to a negative tone, negative mood, and they're not gonna be so positive about it. Whenever they see you on the mat, they might even start being more cranky and more attentive, attention seeking, because they know you're not gonna be responsive during that time. That's why it's really important, whenever they need you, whenever they go for a hug or to jump on you, you respond and you show that you're still there, that you're really positive about it. And I promise after some time, they're going to be so fine with it that it's just going to be a breeze. Like at the beginning, it's extremely hard because they're all over you all the time. But as they get comfy with it, they leave you alone, even the smallest kids. Like when I started, my second was, I think he was one. Yeah, he was 1 year old. So that's like a primal time when they want to be completely on you. So just believe in yourself, do it, stick to it, and your kids will too. So another important thing to realize is that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So really get slowly into it. Don't start straight away from the hard stuff. Like it's already hard mentally. It's already an immense step to become consistent with it mentally. Not even talking about your physical challenge, you know? So just be really gentle with yourself, because that's the trick. If you're going to be stressed, if you're going to be disappointed with your progress or with whatever pace you're moving, it's gonna become another hurdle for you to overcome. If you're gonna be positive about it and very low key, especially at the beginning, you're gonna pick up a pace very quickly, and you're gonna be happy with yourself, with your progress, and you're gonna be able to stack on top of whatever you're doing gradually. This January, it's gonna be 3 years ago when I started doing this. And for the first month, as I said, I did like 5-10 minutes, focusing solely on creating a habit. For the next month, I started trying out calisthenics and still being really gentle with myself and still focusing on the kids and making sure they're happy while I'm exercising. And then I got into more actually focusing on the fitness itself and setting physical goals. And then something really exciting happened. My husband bought me a set of dumbbells that are adjustable, so you can pick your weight and they don't take a lot of space. So that was a really exciting jump in my journey, because I always wanted to actually lift, and I was never able to do that because I could never go to the gym. I didn't have a car. I couldn't drive, and I didn't have childcare to do that. So that was really exciting, and that's just a tip for you, if you want to be more into weights rather than rather than body weight. And my final encouragement would be, the workout that you do today is for today. Just don't think about the massive journey that you're embarking yourself on. Don't think about the big goals, about these mountains that you're going to have to reach. Just think about today, today's workout. Think about how you're going to feel today after your workout. And think about how kids are going to benefit from seeing you exercising, and how it is becoming a new part of you. And I hope that it helped, and I hope that my story encouraged you. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll be happy to answer them. And let me know if it motivated you to start exercising, to actually stick to it, and hope to see you in my next video.